We have some major news. The Oversight Committee just released more photos they've received from the Epstein estate, and many of them include pictures of Trump, Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, and more. The House Oversight Committee Democrats say they've received approximately 95,000 photos from the Epstein estate. They've now posted 19 of those images, including 3 of Trump.
They said transparency was coming. They said everything would finally be clear. Then these images dropped, with no explanations. All right. Let's slow this down and walk through it carefully. Over the past few days, a new batch of images connected to Jeffrey Epstein has been released by House Democrats, just ahead of a federal deadline for the Justice Department to make Epstein-related files public. What you're about to see unfolding online isn't one single reaction, it's many. Clips, screenshots, headlines, and public responses are spreading fast, and they don't all point in the same direction. In this video, we're going to look at this using a simple framework. What people expected, what actually showed up, and the receipts, timelines, past statements, and documented facts that sit in between. No instructions on what to think. No political cheering or booing. Just expectations versus reality versus evidence. And if you appreciate calm breakdowns that let facts speak, subscribe to Breaking Supporters. Now let's start where all of this begins. For years, the expectation has been clear. When the Epstein files finally come out, people expect answers. They expect clarity. They expect names to be contextualized, timelines explained, and responsibility clearly drawn. You hear it in clips and comments. Once the files drop, we'll finally know everything. Transparency means the truth comes out. No more secrecy, no more redactions. There's also an expectation that official releases will come with context, dates, explanations, sourcing, so the public can understand what they're seeing, not just react to it. That was the expectation, folks.
So House Democrats just dropped more photos from the Epstein estate, and like all the ones before, they're pretty disturbing. The latest files release has 68 photos related to the Epstein case, and this includes pictures of passports with information redacted, maps, and photos of Epstein with various famous people. But worse, there are several photos of body parts with handwritten messages on them, including quotes from Lolita, the infamous book about a professor who grooms and sexually as a really young girl. One message written on a foot says she was low, plain low in the morning, standing 4 feet 10 in one sock. Another says she was Lola in slacks, and another saying she was Polly at school. It is unclear if these messages were written on the same body or on different people. Another released image shows a text message chat that says, "I have a friend scout. She sent me some girls today, but she asks 1,000 per girl. I will send you girls now." Just as a reminder, the long-awaited Epstein files have to be released tomorrow, December 19th. So these images are just the tip of the iceberg.
Now, this is the reality. What was released was a new batch of photos, dozens of images, handed over from the Epstein estate and published without detailed explanations. The images include redacted passports and IDs of women from multiple countries, photos of women with handwritten text on their bodies, screenshots of messages referencing sending women to Epstein, images of Epstein himself, including passport pages noting a past sex offense conviction. But what's missing is just as important as what's visible. No confirmed dates, no confirmed locations, no explanation of who took the photos or why, no clarification of who appears in them beyond what can be publicly verified. So instead of clarity, folks, the release created more interpretation and more speculation across social media, news panels, and comment sections. Now this is where the receipts matter, folks. First receipt, the timing. These images were released just before a legal deadline requiring the Department of Justice to disclose Epstein-related investigative records under a new transparency law. Second receipt, past statements from lawmakers. For months, officials have said transparency must be balanced with victim privacy and factual accuracy. Yet these images were released without full context, something critics say risks misunderstanding. Third receipt, history. This isn't the first time Epstein-related materials have surfaced in waves. Previous document dumps and photo releases also generated intense attention, followed by clarification that many appearances in Epstein's orbit did not equal criminal involvement. Fourth receipt, official responses. The Justice Department has stated it intends to comply with the law. The White House has denied any cover-up. Republicans have criticized the release as selective. Democrats say it raises unanswered questions. No opinions there. Just timelines, statements, and documented positions existing side by side. Public reaction has split in multiple directions. Some people say, this proves the system is hiding something. Others respond, photos without context don't prove anything. Some express anger that Epstein's victims are still not centered. Others argue the releases are necessary pressure on institutions. You'll see sarcasm, outrage, skepticism, and exhaustion, often all in the same comment thread. And importantly, folks, you'll also see many people saying, wait, let's see the full files before jumping to conclusions.
At this point, I am totally convinced that the Epstein files is the distraction, and you do not have to agree with me. This morning, the Democratic House Oversight Committee released 95,000 images of the Epstein estate, and guess who was in them? Your boy Donald Trump, and Bill Clinton, and Bill Gates, and Steve Bannon, and Woody Allen, and Richard Brunson, amongst a couple other people, right? Let me just say this. Association does not make you guilty. Let's start there. And the simple fact that y'all keep giving us these Epstein files like it's a drip campaign is absolutely diabolical to me. It's either y'all gonna give it to us or y'all gonna keep them. Tell us something we don't know. Tell us something we don't know, like who names are not on the files, who paid to get their names off the files. Let's have this conversation, because at this point, for it to have been 95,000 images that was released and you only released 10 to 15 of them, that does not sit right with me. I'ma just say this. Y'all can keep falling for this shit if y'all want to, but like I said before, the Epstein files is the fucking distraction.
So let me ask you directly, folks. When information is released without context, who fills in the gaps? Institutions or the public? What does real transparency actually look like in cases this sensitive? And at what point does releasing material create clarity versus confusion? Drop your thoughts below and read each other's responses. Here's where we leave it, folks. This story isn't finished. More documents are expected, more reactions will follow, and more claims will be tested against evidence. What people expected was resolution. What they're getting, for now, is another layer. And here on Breaking Supporters, folks, we don't tell you what to believe. We track what people expect and what actually happens. If you value that approach, subscribe. We'll keep watching the timeline. Stay sharp and thanks for watching.